Welcome to Lisa's Family Table. Russell and I are so excited to have you here today.
Oh yeah, we're glad you're back with us in the kitchen today. We're going to cook some chicken wings out here.
Yes, your favorite.
Oh yeah.
But then again, everything's your favorite, right? When we're using rusty dust or our famous rub, you love it.
Oh yes.
So we're going to do some chicken wings, and we're going to smoke them, and then we're going to fry them. And the reason for that is, for me, when I'm eating a chicken wing, I want that crispy skin. But by smoking it, we're going to get all that incredible flavor. And so you're going to see in the recipe that's attached below that what we've done is we've taken these beautiful chicken wings that we bought from the Butcher Shoppe down in Pensacola, Florida. He will ship to you. And especially, you know, when you're buying your protein, you want to buy good quality products. We buy all our meat from them, or the Hassel Cattle Company, or here locally from Claybrook and some of our butchers here in town. So we've got our wings. These are called the drummies, and these are called the flats. I brined this section right here. So I had 2 packs of them. They're about 1.5 pounds a piece. And brining poultry, especially if you're going to treat it like we are today, smoking it and then frying it, will help ensure that it stays moist and juicy. And the brining process is so simple for this recipe. To do some just fun chicken wings, I took a Ziploc bag, I put some cold water in it, and I put the rusty dust in it. And I put my wings in it, and they sat overnight, and they look great. The rusty dust is a finer dust, that's why we call it dust. And so it automatically dissolves, so you don't have to go through that whole big drawn out process. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these on here, on this rack. Here is a pack that I did not brine. You can see that I didn't brine this pack. So this is optional, the brining. You can do it or you don't have to do it. So like if you're just in a hurry, you don't want to do it, not necessary, but it will create a more, a juicier product. So we're going to do both. So I'm going to put these on here, the brined version. And while I'm patting them dry, and you do want to pat them dry, you want that skin to get crispy, and you want the internal part of the chicken to stay juicy. Put these on here. And I'm going to let you take this, Russell. Do you mind just taking this? He's going to take these out and rinse them off. You do need to kind of rinse off your poultry. And I've got some paper towel here, and I'm just going to blot these dry. And I don't know if you have a preference. Do you like the drummy better or the flat? I personally like the flat better. And you might be just somebody that doesn't care. You like both sides of it, so that's great too. So he's brought me some more over here, and he's already rinsed them off. And like I said, even though we haven't brined these, they're still going to be terrific. And you could get really picky and go in with some scissors and trim off some of these extra pieces. That's entirely a personal preference. We can go ahead and put them on there, sweetie. And as he does that, I'm going to try to blot those off too. And then we're going to make a wing sauce, which is a version of what's called a white barbecue sauce. And it was made popular by Bob Gibson's Barbecue. And we actually went there because we were at a state competition in Decatur. And we had the privilege of going to his restaurant there in Decatur. And so he was made famous, one of the many reasons. He's also a competitive world championship barbecue chef, as well as my husband and Rick Dalton. But he created this white barbecue sauce for his chicken. And it's a mayonnaise base with vinegar. Well, we've created our own version of that using our rusty dust. And I have to say, I kind of like it better. It's a personal preference thing, because the rusty dust has so many different spices in it, and it adds layers of complexity and flavor. So we've got some wings that have been brined, some that haven't. And as I said, don't not do this recipe because you don't have time to brine. If you have time, I say do it. The brining recipe is as simple as it possibly can be, because you don't have all the extra steps, the boiling, the cooling down, and all that stuff. And who has time for that? Let's just be honest. So these have all been blotted dry. I'm taking my gloves off because I don't want to cross-contaminate my spices. So I put the rusty dust in the brine for half, the other half I didn't, and I'm going to sprinkle the barbecue rub on all of these. And then Russell is going to go ahead and take them outside. He's going to put them in the smoker. Okay, so I'm going to open up the barbecue rub. I just love this. And this is what you and Rick won the World Barbecue Championship. Yeah. And it's got amazing flavor. We're going to go up high on it and get it on all these wings. And like I said, we're going to smoke these at 250 degrees in that red box for about 2 hours. So chicken is done at 165 degrees, but remember, we're also going to throw these in the fryer to get that skin really crispy. That's why I'm saying the brining, although it's going to make the wing even better, is an optional exercise because you are going to have that beautiful crispy skin. All right, we're going to flip these over, and then Russell's going to walk outside and put these in the smoker. But before we go outside, we're going to make our white barbecue sauce, our version of it. You can use it on chicken. You can use it on, I think it would be terrific on pork tenderloin. I think you could use it on some salmon. So I think it has a lot of different uses. And this is, you don't really need to overdo it. They're not big, but they look great. So we're going to set these just aside over here while we make our sauce. Let me wash my hands though, since I've touched the chicken. So now we're going to just put together this super quick sauce. And like I said, it's as quick as it can be. We're going to use some mayonnaise. I'm going to go over the ingredients, but the recipe is also posted. We got the Junior G's barbecue rub in this. We've got mayonnaise. We've got some brown mustard. I'm going to use Coop's, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to use a stone ground mustard. You can use whatever brown mustard you want. I'm going to use a little bit of milk just to thin it out, and some prepared horseradish because I like a little zip to it, and apple cider vinegar, and then a little sugar and salt. We're not going to put a lot of sugar in it. It's a counterpoint to give it balance. And I like using this super fine sugar that you can find at the supermarket because it...
if you're lucky, you can find it. You don't find it all the time.
Yeah. When we find it, we buy it because Russell uses it for one of his drinks, his bourbon smash drink. But we like this super fine because it will melt into your sauce and you won't get that graininess. So let me go ahead and start putting this together. And so we're going to use about we're going to put 1 cup of mayonnaise in here. 1 cup of mayonnaise. You can see how exact my measuring is. Very, very precise. Okay. And then we're going to do a 1/4 cup of our barbecue rub right here. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in. We'll adjust it and taste it later and see if it needs anything more. And then we've got a tablespoon of our brown mustard. And like I said, just use your favorite one. I'm going to use this Coop's that I have because I like it. And we've got that. And then I'm going to use some milk, as I mentioned earlier, to thin it out. I'm going to do that here in a second. And then I want to get my horseradish. A teaspoon of horseradish. I'm probably going to go a little bit more of that because I really like spicier food, but you adjust based on your preference. Okay. And then we have our apple cider vinegar. Just plain, apple cider vinegar. And just put a 1/4 cup of that in. Okay. And this is also the reason that you want the sugar and the salt because the vinegar is a little tart by itself. And we're going to do a teaspoon of sugar and salt each. And like I said, I'm using this superfine sugar. And there's a little bit of sugar in the rub as well, so you don't need too much of it. And then I'm going to grab my whisk. And I will put the milk in based on the consistency that I want. And really, and you may not need it. We'll look at it and see if we need it. So what I'm looking for in terms of a consistency is this is a wing sauce. I want to be able to drizzle it over the wing, but I don't want it so runny that it's not staying on the wing. And this is looking pretty good in terms of consistency. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to just put a little smidge of this in here. And then Russell and I are going to taste this and see what it needs. Adjust it. Let me grab a couple spoons for us, honey. Here you go. Let's see what it needs. It needs more barbecue rub, so. I think
pretty good, I'm telling you.
Pretty good.
I don't get too much.
Okay, so we got our sauce prepared. And now Russell's going to walk out and put our wings on the smoker, as we talked about. It's the red box smoker. We're going to put them in there for a couple of hours at 250 degrees. Just as a reminder, chicken is done at 165. You can go a little longer. As a matter of fact, I would suggest going a little longer on the wings because if it was white meat, you want to pull off a little bit before 165 to account for the follow-up cooking time. But for this brown meat, it's going to still be good even at 180. So if we pull it off at 165 and then we put it in the fryer, it's going to be perfect because we're going to have that crispy skin. It's going to break down some of the connective tissue and the brown meat in there, and it's going to be super tender and juicy. I wouldn't go beyond that because then you're starting to get into something that's going to be dry.
That's right. Okay, I'm gonna take these out and I'll bring them back when we get ready to fry them, all right?
Sounds good. We'll be right back. We're using one of my favorite smokers today. It's called a red box smoker. We get it from Sweet Swine of Mine, Mark Lambert's barbecue supply store. I personally love it because it's super small. It can fit in the trunk of your car. And it's great for us because we love it when we go to a competition. We can take it with us.
You can take it with you. It's small. It does a lot of things, and it's a replica of a backwood smoker. In fact, he got a license to do like a backwood smoker, but it's Mark did the little red box.
Yeah.
Great deal.
It's terrific. It's
Very
not
convenient.
an expensive smoker. And also, like if you're going to go and you're going to maybe go to the park with some family and have a cookout with family, it's portable. You can take it. So we love the red box smoker.
Hey, look at them. They turned out really nice. I think they'll just be perfect by the time you fry them. These are going to be some great wings. I'm looking forward to this.
You did a great job. They look gorgeous.
Yes, they do.
They look so good and so perfect as they are, but watch this. We're going to fry them because if you touch the wings, the skin is cooked and it's not crunchy. And I think, honestly, a wing with a crunchy skin is just a better wing. So we're going to fry them. They're already cooked, so we're not trying to fry for 20 minutes. We're just trying to get the skin crispy. I've got a deep fryer here. I have it set to 350 degrees. You can do this on your stovetop. The key is to use a neutral oil, a canola, vegetable oil, grapeseed oil, peanut oil, something that has a high flash point. You certainly don't want to use olive oil. It will be bitter. So we're going to open this up and let's get started, Russ.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull the basket up here so we don't splash ourselves. Ooh, that's a good sound. And I can't wait to eat it with our white sauce here. It's not really white, but our wing sauce is what I'll call it. You don't want to overcrowd your basket. One more. All right. I'm going to set the top on it like this just so I don't have a bunch of splashing. In there. And then we're going to drain them here, and then we're going to plate them, and we're going to have them with our sauce, which we made earlier, and I promise you it's delicious. So we just really want just a couple minutes. We're looking at about 2 to 3 minutes in the fryer. And again, what we're really looking for is that crispy skin because the wings are already done. A little bit more, just a little smidge more. The color is getting a little browner. These are going to have that wonderful smokiness. We're going to get the best of all worlds. We're going to have smoky, we're going to have crunchy. We've got all that taste that came with the barbecue rub and the brining process. I've also got some rusty dust right here that I'm ready to use to finish them with. So instead of finishing with salt, we're going to put some of this rusty dust on. I think that's it. Put it over here. Let me load it back up. Wow. The smoky color on these is just gorgeous. What kind of smoking chips did you guys use on them?
We used cherry.
Cherry.
Charcoal and cherry and the little red box.
I love that.
The little red box did great.
And then we're going to put a little rusty dust on these here. This comes out pretty liberally, so be careful with it. I got mostly flats in this bunch. Only one drummy. I like to put a little pop of color. So I've started getting this vegetable box from Farmer Lee Jones, and he's a farmer out of Ohio. And they're very affordable. I can post the link. They're not a sponsor or anything. I just think it's a good value for the money. And this is actually my first box from him. And I'm excited about it. The quality is incredible. And he sent these beautiful edible flowers. And I thought, well, that's a great idea. I'll use that for my dish. But they are edible flowers. So I will post the link. I just think if you're, like us and you're trying to eat more at home and it's hard to get everything that you need sourced at home, I'm going to put some of them back in there. You can do this. You can order your meat from Butcher Shoppe, or you can get it from the Hassel Cattle Company. You can order your vegetables, and he has like these subscription boxes, so they come once a week. Go ahead and put that back. They need a few seconds more. And you know, Russell and I are trying to eat healthier, lose some weight. And this is a great way for us to do that, to ensure that we're getting more vegetable. As you can see, we're frying our wings, so we obviously need to eat more vegetables. But, all right, Russ. So here's your napkin. Here's mine.
Okay.
We're going to do a little dip in our sauce and give it a try. They're still pretty hot, so you might need your napkin. Just a little dip. No double dipping.
I'm just going to make sure that you can eat it, because I don't want to burn my tongue.
You want me to burn? You can eat it. It's delicious. I mean, the skin is crispy.
Got a little crunch to it when you first bite it.
Right. I can taste
Sauce
the
is
rusty
great.
dust. The sauce is a wonderful compliment, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
These are a winner.
These are really good.
I've done them where I've just smoked them, and I've done them where I've fried them. Today I did both. And this is the winning combination for sure. I can taste the juiciness. I think I got one of the brined wings, but we mixed them, so it's hard to tell.
Got the smoke taste, but you got that little crunch.
The cherry smoke, I can taste it. Mm-hmm. It's delicious. This is a winner for sure.
Yeah. It's a great dish for a little watch party or just having friends over for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Wow. Thank you for smoking these for me today.
You're welcome.
I
Thanks
really
for
enjoyed
cooking.
it. Anyway, from Lisa's family table to yours, we hope you try this recipe today.
Yeah. Be safe.
Be safe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get notification of our upcoming videos. We post every Thursday, and you won't want to miss a single video.